Hey everyone, this is Kim O'Neill from the Every Day is a New Day podcast and live show, and you're listening to the Going North podcast with the hilarious Dom Brightman. Be sure to subscribe to his show so you don't miss any episodes, and remember, every day is always a new day.
And today on the highlight reel builder for authors known as the Going North podcast, you got another super special, awesome human for you today, all the way from the land of down under, a wonderful international guest, y'all. It's always a treat when we have one of these special guests, because this guest in particular, she's a holistic researcher on human tragedy and earth misery, and she's known as the authority of the largely inaccessible unconscious mind, the crux of personal tragedy from the cradle to the grave and world misery. And she's invested over $1 million in research, y'all. So she's definitely a student of the game, and she really cares about the human, or fellow man, or fellow woman, if you're going to invest that much in the research, because her refined, cutting edge Hacking the Hacker program series can take those who are ready for each next level of mental freedom to any unlimited level they want. You heard that right, folks. Unlimited level. And she shares the secret of the unconscious mind worldwide, is an international speaker, keynote presenter, holistic coach, healer, trainer, therapist, award-winning energy master, and more. So try saying that 7 times fast. So let's give it up for fellow bread warmer, aka Toastmaster, and a super special, awesome lady who's kicking lots of butt around the globe, Dr. Angela Wilson, DTM. How you doing, Dr. Angie?
Awesome. It's my pleasure to serve your audience far from Brisbane, Australia.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Brisbane, Australia, the land from down under. And funny thing is, that's not even where it all began. If I'm not mistaken, your birth is actually back in China, right?
Yes, I was born in China. Yeah.
That's right. So she's well traveled, y'all. She's got frequent flyer miles. That's right. That's right, indeed.
I will be more often in Los Angeles than before after COVID-19. And, when I was invited for the travel, even next year, I said no. I wait until 2023.
There you go. That's right. Some LA goodness. That's right. Hopefully, the COVID will be in permanent hibernation by then. Hopefully.
Yeah, you never know. You never know. That's all depends on the universe. COVID-19 is just part of the game of the universe, ecosystem at the highest level. And you can see not just the COVID-19. You see the flood, yeah, in Europe, in China, in India, and also fire. I saw the news about fire in America. Yeah, basically, it's a big chaos. Catastrophic events happens worldwide.
That's right. Worldwide indeed. So, my goodness, as you know, with all introductions, they're not allowed to be extremely long. And I'm pretty sure I forgot a whole bunch of spicy details about your wonderful life. So, anything I may have missed that you want to inform the audience about of what brought you to where you are today?
Oh, that's came from very early age. Basically, start from my birth, and I was born unwanted, taken as an extra person in the family. My mom tried to drown me to death at my birth, so I survived. But point is, I have two controversial lifestyle in the childhood. On one hand, I was abused physically, emotionally, mentally every day because my doctor parents carry a lot of stress, and they cannot release their stress by getting angry with anyone else because it was not safe. Yeah, they might be, getting big trouble, so they choose me. Then the other side of my lifestyle is because I was unwanted in the family and nobody took care of me. So it ended up I got the privilege to follow my doctor parents in turn to their daily routine when they, working with the patients. So we will reside in the city residential building of City Hospital in old time. And you know what I saw? I saw death, birth every day. I saw newborn baby dead. I saw the elderly, the young, the powerful, the vulnerable, the rich, the poor die every day. I was really panicked. Can you imagine as a toddler? I was so panicked. I said, "Oh my God, when I'm going to die, where I'm going to die, how I'm going to die, where am I going heading to?" Then what happens is when I when I was 6, my father took us. Basically, he asked us to sit around him. He started to read the destiny of each kid. That was shocking. I couldn't understand what about my future, but I can saw from their face and know they like it. So, but I saw one of my siblings was told she will have a miserable life after 40. So everyone look at her is like, oh, you bad luck. And when I saw her face, innocent, naive, and also the look is like, okay, I will be I will be miserable. What I can do is like on the kitchen in the kitchen and on the cutting board you see a live fish. Yeah, is waiting us to cut into pieces and cook. I really hate her look. It made me angry. And I look at my dad. I was wondering how crucial for you to tell us kids like this. I was like a old soul in my body, yeah, in my little body. And I asked my dad, I said, how to change it because I want to rescue her. My father looked at me like I'm an alien. He said, nobody can change destiny. That's the time I was thinking, oh, that's bizarre because I'm abused every day. I'm discriminated every day. I'm misused every day. I was like a slave assistant, standing by. Other kids play on the with toys on the ground. I'm living in the medical professional's life. I'm doing different than the other kids. Then I told myself I have to survive. I have to fight my future. I cannot allow anyone any power over me. But how? Nobody even look at me. My mom said that you cry, your tears is not as valuable as pee of the rats. So what help I can get? So I was thinking I need to find a way. But what I have, I only have my body. So every night when I was alone, I was thinking I need to get rid of the tension in my body, the emotional energy, physical energy. It was so uncomfortable. Then how? Then every night I have to start working on that. Then accidentally I discover the unconscious mind. That's also the reason why I never be trapped in child abuse. Although I was abused, but I never trapped all this mental health issue. But globally, we know everyone have different level of trauma inside themselves through the life journey. Yeah, some maybe think they never have that, they already solved the issue, but when their triggers hit, they are gone. I have an entrepreneur, super successful, have hundreds employees. They also coach others. They coach their employees. They said all good. They paid all kinds of course and training. They said all good. But once their emotion hit by some triggers, gone. Just gone. They said I can just lose control. In my emotion. It's like nothing works. Why? That's because they never get chance like I have in the childhood and working, pushing through the energy and taking the power back from the unconscious mind. That's why I release this technique now.
Wow. That's wow. I'm glad you're still here, and I'm glad you're actually made all those multiple investments into yourself and helping other people, because that's a rough childhood, especially words like that from your mother. My goodness, you're saying that your tears are worth less than the piss of rats? Like, what kind of evil, diabolical stuff is that? My goodness, that is definitely empowering right there. That's very visual too. Like, really, I don't think I've ever heard something on that level of just disrespectful and different disempowering, especially to a child. That's definitely wrong.
Yeah, but that's not the big thing. That's small thing. I share with you, my birth date, my real birth date is not even on my legal documents, because my parents were so pissed off with my birth. So when I was 18, I got my ID. I saw the birth date is not correct. They said don't bother. They never want to correct it for me. And also I was threatened to remove me from the family tree. That's why I don't have a Chinese name. I decided, okay, I'm going to remove myself. I'm not proud of the family with the cultural mindset like that. That's why I removed myself. I don't have a Chinese name anymore. And when I was 18, my parents actually triggered the emotion of my one of my siblings and working on me. You know what happens? One day at the lunch table, she walked behind me. I thought maybe she tried to pick up some food, whatever. Yeah. So I lowered down my head, and that saved me from a big scar on my face. Actually, she was walking behind me, cut me on my face. But because I thought she won't pick up the food, so I lowered down so the cut, that life slept, and then cut the close to my ear. I still have a scar close to my ear, but the scar in the middle of my right face, check is disappeared. I was almost dead when I was 18, but I
Mm.
never hated any of them. I always loved them. That's why I never connected with this concept like we need to forgive people. I never accused them. I never put them in the position they should be accused for the crime to me. I never have that concept. So if I never hate them, why should I forgive them? Because I always loved them. So, but why I was able to do that? Because I understand they are trapped by their unconscious mind, hacked unconscious mind. So every human being on earth are actually trapped on by their own unconscious mind, connected with the reptilian brain. So I forgive them. By I know the nature from the childhood. That's why I never say I need to forgive them. You know what I mean? But when I use the word forgive, just to follow the general understanding. And my mom, my mom even said many years back, she accused me, why should I donate too much money to a temple on her behalf? I said because you give me the feeling you love Buddhism. Yeah, you praying, and I worry, what might happen, at the time when you leave the earth. Yeah, I said that I from the religion because I research all the religion. Yeah, I said that I researched the religion what you connect with, and it's very possible if you don't want change and that two level of rank you will go to, that's not good. She said that even I become ghost, I will haunt you. That's exactly what she said. She was pissed off. I donated money on her name, on her behalf. And even I said, I already gave you enough money, but I just donated another portion on your behalf to help you to earn the, benefit, in the spiritual world. Doesn't work because they don't want change. What I can do? But I already did whatever I can. Yeah, they have set me up along my whole life journey. They even sent a letter to the community office blaming how bad I am as a daughter by manipulation. So, but if they just won't be that way, what I can do? They don't want to get rid of the trouble, choose to be the victim of their reptilian brain connected with the unconscious mind. What I can do, but actually that give me the chance to what? To serve the world. You can imagine if my parents give me the same life like other kids, I will not be able to serve the world. I will be stuck. Does it make sense? Yeah. But all my other siblings, brothers, sisters, all trapped into the destiny they don't want. Yeah, they were spoiled, but then all kinds of issue come out. They're spoiled from a different degree, and in a different way, but all trapped. and only survival.
There you go. That's surviving. And that forgiveness too. That's what I'm talking about. Indeed. That's what I'm talking about. And it takes a real amount of strength to be able to forgive someone like that, for just holding all that hatred to you for all those years. And seems like it may have not gotten any better since then. And really just forgiving her and moving on with your life to where you're now helping tons of people, countless people all over the wonderful globe with your wonderful research, because you have this wonderful program called Hacking the Hacker. So, what inspired the name? Because it's an interesting name.
Yeah, I actually changed the name many times, but every time when I change the name, I reckon some people misinterpret. Yeah, they're not the way I want them to understand. Yeah, then and also so many people they want to change their life, they want to master their full potential, they want to get rid of mental health issue, they want to have a better relationship with their beloved one, but in reality always turn opposite direction. And then and there are also a percentage of people think, okay, we need to laugh. Yeah, we need to laugh. But then if we only laugh at the level under the condition we are still have carry unsolved issue, the way how we love is limited. You can see in COVID-19, so many people suffer. Even they before, they always talk about and love. They always try to smile, help everyone they can. But now they are stuck. They don't have the ability. They lose the ability to love others because they are the one need help mentally, emotionally. Yeah, and they are. But once we understand how to take over the control of the unconscious mind, we will be able to shifting ourselves to a bigger love because we are free from unsolved issue. The reason I use the hacker means you need to take a step initiatively. You need to have the warrior spirit. Yeah. However, you are not taking warrior spirit to attacking others, external world, but to attack what attacked you. That's inside your body. So I see there's so many misinterpretation in how to free from personal tragedy or how to free from the earth's misery. What is okay? We think they see the whole earth is a matrix, is a program. Yeah, we are all programmed. Yeah, and we need to fight. But point is, our body is a matrix. Our human body is a matrix. Our family is a matrix. Our community is a matrix. Everywhere is a matrix. A matrix is embedded in our DNA. So how we can find who we are part of it? Does it make sense? So why not embrace the matrix, embrace we are part of the earth experience in the big global family without have the anger, hatred, disconnection, the energy that's energy against yourself. If we have that kind of energy, that energy actually starts to attack us. That's the reason. So I want to help people to raise the awareness, understand you only need to take over the control of your own territory. What is that? Is your whole body. Because in the whole globally, at the global level, nobody want to be controlled by others. But meanwhile, for the safety reason, for the survival reason, instinct, they always want to dominate the situation when engaged with others. Otherwise, they think they maybe lose control. Can you see the energy is against? Yeah, the concept is two concepts actually against each other. So the best way to do is we actually like water. Yeah, we can be like water, engage with all the environment, no shape but soft. Yeah, and you can change the shape of the form, the way according to the situation, but inside yourself you are powerful and you are the authority Yeah, and the master of your whole body. You just need to working on the control. Take a good control of your whole body system. That's the physical energy, emotional energy. Once we are able to do that, we are unbeatable, and we can become a person with a big love, ability of big love. That's the concept I give to. Does that make sense?
Makes sense indeed. And it's so darn true that our bodies are definitely powerful, and we definitely need to realize that, because a lot of people sometimes, probably a lot of times, most of their lives, they probably don't realize it until they may come across the right information to help inform them of what our body can really do, especially our mind too. Like, heck, even our physical states and our physical beings, like being able to take control of that for the betterment of ourselves and our lives.
Yeah, and the point is, our physical body is just a special shape or form of the energy. Einstein said there is no matter, and the matter is just an energy with a lower vibration. Our senses can sense it. That's it. So our mind is energy. Mind, yeah. How you can find where is the mind? That's the energy. But you can sense it where is the mind through the level of your understanding. So when I teach people hacking, the hacker, actually I teach people how to activate the multi-dimensional function of the mind. That can be part of our nature. The reason I survived is because I made it part of my nature, just like breathing the air. But most of us do not know, because the unconscious mind is largely inaccessible. That's why so many psychiatrists, psychologists, mind masters, all mix up unconscious mind with subconscious mind. Subconscious mind is
Hmm.
the emotional mind, and we all working on emotion at different degree. Yes, it help temporary, or maybe can hold a period, but the emotion is energy come and go. And all this emotional energy, our consciousness, our physical body is controlled by the unconscious mind. So globally, you can see all the popular coaching program, all these offers, they all working on subconscious level, working on emotion. That's why you can see all these coaches who teach you the emotion, they always use the words. They use mind rewinding, NLP, neuro linguistic programming, or they themselves even use meditation. I don't mean meditation not good. Meditation is very good, especially as a lifestyle. However, if we want to survive from the human's life journey, we have to have the ability to fight. But if our mind is programmed 24/7, we cannot do meditation 24/7, right? Because we need to work, we need to run business, we need to feed family, we need to have a party. Yeah. However, if we are able to activate our multi-dimensional function of the mind when we are doing the party, when we are having dinner with the family, when we are dating, when we are running business, we are already solved the problem simultaneously at the same time, like you breathing. You don't say, okay, I run business, I need to stop breathing. Yeah, I'm dating, I stop breathing. Okay, I'm eating food, I stop breathing. Am I right?
Right.
Yeah, the lack of ability to have access the multi-dimensional level of our mind function is the reason why so many super successful people with the super mental strength end up trigger their stress and the mental health issue. They never get rid of depression, anxiety, ADHD, PTSD, whatever you name it. Yeah, they maybe feel good for a period until the next wave come again. Or because all this mental health issue actually is energy wave, shape or form different from different, with different character. Yeah, even they said, oh, I terminate the PTSD forever. I share with you, no. That energy just change the shape of form. They maybe have some addiction, maybe have some other personality issue. or the energy can take the body suddenly caught up by cancer. That's the reason.
Good stuff right there. And I'm so glad that you mentioned that the subconscious mind and the unconscious mind are totally different things, because at first glance, maybe like, oh, okay, I guess that's another name for subconscious mind, but it's really not. The subconscious is all
Yeah.
about emotion, and the unconscious mind is about, my goodness, like, once again, what is the
Yes.
unconscious mind again?
Yeah, and then I share with you, and I have some coaches. They already done good job, and they sent me message and invite me. I said, if you want working on next level of freedom, yeah, unconscious mind, and help yourself, help your clients to another level. I said, welcome to reach me out. And then I got a message. Yeah. I already are working on that level, unconscious mind. And I take clients and deep in their subconscious mind. Can you see? They mix up unconscious mind and subconscious mind. I said, no. Is unconscious mind, UN, not subconscious mind, SUB. So their mind automatically took unconscious mind as a subconscious mind. That's why, that's why there are no real issue can be fixed. So you can imagine all the scientists, it doesn't matter, they are scientists from physical science, from metaphysical science, they all mix all this up, and they don't know their mind actually is controlled by the universe, be programmed by the universe, and that they try to fix the problem. How can be? Because we have to hit the nail or hit the nail on the head. Otherwise, we chasing the tails. That's why human being constantly suffering. You see, and you see all these billionaires, all these celebrity, all these top success people, they all think they already dominate their life journey. But when I ask them the question, what will happen in 5 years, 10 years? They cannot give me the answer. I said, what happens after 50 years? I met a lady was, or not a lady, a gentleman was super successful before his retirement. Then I think with the time when I'm talking to him, already 87. Yeah, and he joined some social events. Then I said, what's your plan next 5 years? He said, okay, I maybe join some more meeting. I said, okay, what's your plan after 10 years? Then he was wondering if he's still alive or not. He was
Yep.
never thought of, okay, what's the point? What's the meaning you are joining the meeting? Is it kill the time because we are on Earth? What I'm talking about here, if we are able to activate multi-dimensional of the mind function, we will see complete different level of reality. Our perception will change. We will not be limited to what we see now. And all the answer we are looking for in our whole life journey, regardless our race difference, regardless our, professionalism difference, industry difference, or background difference, we have the answer. The answer already there, but we just don't know because we are not able to access that level of consciousness. But the consciousness I'm talking about is different from so many people who are talking about the awakening consciousness. That's a completely different level. I'm talking about the consciousness is inside you, which is tangible, which is practical, realistic with your life quality now. Once you are able to tap into that, what happens? You will be able to understand your future, your eternity. All the question about your business, career, personal life, dating, children, grave, everything is already there. You just need to access different angle, have someone to guide you how to engage with it. It's so easy.
That's what I'm talking about. What are your plans for the next 5 magical years? Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Okay. Since my birth, especially when I was 6, I already started to make sure every minute I live on earth, I breathe, can add a value to the eternity. Yeah, put it like this. So when people worry about COVID-19, the uncertainty of future, I already worry about that at least 44 years ago. So I already have the solution. I already far, in advance. Yeah, make a plan, to be proactive. And my plan now, put like this, because I already understand what's going on the whole universe. Yeah, and for me to stay here is to share my message. And then in 5 years, I can share with you what will happen in 5 years. In 5 years, my story should be already moving. I already in the process to have my story in by a documentary movie, and all end in drama movie. I think a drama movie will come out anyhow. And in 5 years, I should already have a certain of my stage show, one woman show. And then I was also suggested to have my one woman show connected with my stand up comedy skill. I did a stand up comedy a long time ago, because nowadays people like to be entertained. Yeah, and so many people are suffering, but not everyone actually will be able to get into my program. Yeah, because to work for me to working on the program, I have to do one-on-one. Because why? Because so many people already learned everything. Because when we watch the video and the learning consciously, that's only 10% of the mind. Then yes, you can working a little bit on the emotion, but still 10%. But if you go working with me, I take you the whole 100%. That's different from lifestyle. Yeah, you can access program learning as a lifestyle, but cannot change the destiny. I'm here to working on to help people change the destiny. So my time is limited. I only have 24 hours. Yeah, I have different project, different business. Then how I can help people more? The best way is to put my story in movie. Yeah, and then my hard copy of the book should be published. I hope this year. It's from my publisher, but depends on how COVID-19 goes, how they can make it happen. And then but that's then if you will put in the movie, and more people can access and learn. So if I'm able to travel around the world and do the stage show, more people are able to change their life. Yeah, and also because I'm a global peace ambassador. Yeah, and working on global peace is my mission. When you say what's my plan in 5 years, my whole life mission is on global peace. Why? This is my cause. I can see from my childhood, human beings suffering, they are not in peace. Everyone is in the survival mood. Try to survive, protect themselves, then turns out they try to attack each other. I didn't see the real loving attributes inside people when they're so nervous, anxious to protect themselves. So in my childhood, I could see how my parents, in order to feel secure, my parents deliberately isolate our kids. Really, I saw that. I was wondering how could a human being set up have the mindset like this, because they want to feel secure. They want each kids of being dominated, controlled by them. They want to isolate us. So that was not the life I want to see. And I saw the neighbors. I don't see the loving connection between each other, deeply unconditional. And I was looking for that. So now, I'm in the process to another level of be able to working on global peace, world peace. So the rest of my life will be like that. Yeah, that's my journey. So how that connected with hacking the hacker? Global peace comes from the peace inside each individual. You can imagine if most of us are actually controlled, manipulated by own hacked unconscious mind. Everyone living in the mood want to survive, protect themselves by acting in a wrong direction, wrong way, make each other try to attack each other at the family level, at couple level, or at the national level, community level, global level. Global level, that's war, yeah, terrorism. So I'm working on this mission to help people understand, if you want to get rid of pain, the reason people react that way at different level because they have unsolved issue, have the pain inside. You look at all these terrorists. You look into their eyes, the biggest devil terrorists have a desire. They are yelling from the soul, I need to be loved. I never be loved. I never knew how to be loved. I want to draw your attention. But they do it in the wrong way. That's where I connect with. Because they didn't know their mind is controlled by the reptilian brain, connected with the unconscious mind, being manipulated 24/7. That's me. That's what my mission. So I have two sector. One is conventional sector, help those people, yeah, who are ambition in the business, who want to go to another level. Then they learn the technique, they can teach their clients, teaching, share with their sphere of influence. Then the other one from the charity, I collaborate with different charity organizations. I offer all my service free. It's the same message, same mission from different angle. So you know when I saw all the flood, from different country, and people feel miserable, suffering, and the fire in American, and all the political games or argument or debate, what I saw the pain of each one inside their soul. That's what I saw. That's what I see. And that's the root cause of the suffering. And the global peace come from each individual's peace. And the global disaster come from the connective value of negative energy, negative vibration. From what? From the suffering, from the feeling of not being secured. That's the reason.
Sounds good. Sounds good indeed. So it sounds like someone's going to be amplifying their business and getting their story out there more ways than one with the documentary and some more content as well as helping the world. That's what I'm talking about indeed. Because folks need it. Heck, even reminds me of a past guest on the show, and I asked her if she had any magical powers and was a quote unquote witch, what spell she would cast. And she said the only spell she would use would be the love spell to help folks find that inner love themselves, because that's what folks need. Just to embrace love, have love in their lives. Because, yeah, a lot of folks may have had rough childhoods like yours, maybe even worse, or maybe some folks lucky to have even better childhoods. And a lot of folks, they don't know how to cope, and they weren't like you to be able to have that tenacity, that strength, and the wherewithal to actually transform your pain into power and actually help other folks do the same.
When you talk about the love, that reminded me my interview yesterday. I shared with a different level of love, yeah, and basically when I was questioned how to solve their current concern or issues in their business or career, or if they don't have too much money, yeah, I said there are different level of the approach, yeah, and the old approach actually is the same behind is love, but a different level of approach. So, in the, if we are in the position we don't have abundant resources, we can steer, free from the suffering by what? By come connect with deep yourself and bring the sympathy to others. There are always people who have less wealth than us, less fortunate than us, yeah. And then if we are in business or in the career, we are working with our colleagues or with our clients, and we can always reach that level of connection with other people, with their deep insight, and put our feeling in their shoes and sense their suffering. But pointed most of the time we are not able to. We always think I'm suffering. Why you suffering? I'm suffering too. But if we both think, okay, I'm suffering, why not you help me first? And that person, I'm suffering, why not you help me first? There's no solution. Someone have to surrender. Someone have to compromise. And the person, if you are able to compromise, you will find out the big word. because that's where you can shift yourself to another of dimension of love. But then if we fight from our internal demon, yeah, that demon actually from the manipulated unconscious mind. And we think we are doing right, actually we are not. And we think the decision made absolutely correct, actually not, because we don't know what's the traps in the unconscious mind. And to me, if I was not able to, access the multi-dimensional level of the mind function, I should have died numerous times. I had no chance to survive. You can see human beings have the nature to be loved, to be accepted by the family. We need to be with other people. But point is, since my birth, I never be loved, I never be accepted. So I will never be able to get what most other people have. And meanwhile, I don't want to fake it, fake to be loved. So that's the reason I made the decision that I will never compromise to buy in the fake love. Yeah, I love them. Yeah, that's my nature. But I cannot let them to manipulate and misuse me, think I need their love, to manipulate me, try to manipulate me to get their want while they go to another level of suffering. So I have to give themselves a clear boundary. What do not. I still love them, but I cannot tolerate have you, burning my time, energy because you don't want to save yourself. Doesn't make sense. My story, my life journey is like so extreme. Basically, you put all the suffering together. That is mine. Yeah, and then when along the life journey, rather than question why, how to forgive my parents, I actually focus on finding the reason about their behavior, their attitude, what trapped them. That's exactly why I go to deep research. I have all these different qualification, because I need to free myself from different level of boundary, not have a subjective judgment. Otherwise, you think it's right, actually it's not right. Yeah. So that's why I was led to this journey, and that there are different level of freedom, and that and all this leading to what I'm doing. I'm so grateful. Because a human being, we all try to be lazy, do less work. If I have been loved and easy, have an easy relationship, I will be lazy. I will not be able to find the next level of freedom. Doesn't make sense. Yeah, it's also like in my personal relationship. Yes, I love you to pieces, but doesn't mean I have to accept your condition, which I don't think is right. I don't want to be addicted to drugs like you do. If you don't want change, it's your problem, but I still love you. Does it make sense? It's hard to find that level, but because I love you doesn't if I love you, then why should I force myself to date someone else because you cannot be with me? You know what I mean? Because that's a conflict. I don't like that. I'm a person, I don't like compromise the things with the price of my inner peace. I can feel the energy, physical energy, emotional energy. I feel that's not right. If that's not right, I don't want to tolerate it in 1 second. I want to fix it. So I can only go to another level. That's why I founded the wonderland of the multi-functional of our mind power. We have that power to work multi-dimensional. That's how we can free from the stress and worries, like breathe the air. Can you imagine how we can do the meditation 2 hours while all this emotion energy is working 24/7? It doesn't make sense. It's not logical, right?
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. You could definitely say that again. Definitely could say that again, indeed. So, since this is far from your first rodeo in terms of being on the guest side of the game on these interviews, is there a question that you wish you be asked more often?
I don't really have a much wish how other people want to ask, but if I mean from my end, because I actually follow the situation, I respond. I am, different audience have different questions. Yeah, and that depends on their background, their situation. But I do hope if they are ready to ask a question, how actually to survive the human being's journey, because I recognize so many people stuck into survive now today without understanding how we take care of our emotion, our action, connect with our ability of as a survival in 10 years, 20 years at the end of life. It's not alignment. There is no alignment. That's why you can see all these successful people, they try to survive, they fight in their business, yeah, to be successful. But then what they have done inside the body without even awareness, that actually they are leading themselves to cliff edge. That's why you see all these billionaire suicide or suddenly bankrupt and cannot hold on anymore and feel shame, feel embarrassed, I'm not successful. And the reason behind it, they are driven by the unsolved issue. By activating our multidimensional function of the minds, we are able to free from the all unsolved issue.
Ah, solid right there. Solid right there. That's right. It's not all about survival, even though that's the first thing on people's minds. You got to think about the future too, y'all. It's like, hey, I want to get through this day, but also got to get through the future days and thrive as well. Don't have to just make
Yeah,
it
you are
all
right.
about survival.
You are right. But there are two survival spirit. Normally we understand survival means spirit means we will do whatever it takes to survive. However, if we only see the reality of survive at this limited dimension, because we don't have the ability to access multi-dimensional level, we misinterpret the information because our perception is limited, and we take action actually going to hurt ourselves badly later on. If we are able to access a multi-dimensional level of reality, when we survive, when we take action to be a survival, we will be able to survive, take action at the angle, at the level of big love. We will never tap into the anger, jealousy, uncomfortable feeling, and like an animal try to survive to attack. Either attack others emotionally, mentally, or attack ourselves. That's what I'm saying. Most people, if they don't attack others, they attack themselves. That's why they caught up with all the mental health issue, emotional health issue, physical health issue, and unreleasable. But the right angle to attack is what? Is when I say hacking the hacker, how to hack the hacker. Put like this. If our unconscious mind is working on us, manipulate us 24/7, what we do? We shift the angle of perception, yeah, through the right training, yeah, that's what I provide. And what happens, we are able to transmute the negative energy into our power, and with that power we already transmute the energy of the negative one, so that negative energy cannot survive unless they escape. If they escape, we win, am I right? If they don't escape, the only chance they survive is to follow us and be part of the light. That's what I'm talking about. So when we are hacking the hacker, we are transmute any negative energy around us, come to us, physically, emotionally, into the light. And you are source of the light. That's the level I'm talking about as a survival.
Ah, that's what I'm talking about. Powerful stuff right there. That's right. The two Ways of survival, y'all. That's right. The two
That,
forms
that,
of it.
that's right. And that's connected with what you said, forgiveness. Yeah. And the gratitude. Put like this. We can forgive people who hurt us. Yeah. At one level. But when we dig deep, the reason behind the suffering, behind the behavior they do. Use my parents as example. I share with you. You know what I recognize later on? I might be not the my father might be not my biological father at all.
Mm.
That can make a logical sense. And then later on, I think when I was in 30, and one day, one of my siblings and told me about what happens with my mom. I suddenly thought, oh my God, I might not be the daughter of my father. And then one day when my mom, because they push you so much, and then I asked her, I said, I basically suspect I'm not the daughter of the father. And my mother, of course, she don't want to talk about that. It's like a shame. Yeah. So from her behavior abuse me, basically she has a shame inside herself, but she cannot tell anyone the secret. And my father was such a decent person, yeah, doctor, highly respected. He might have anger, but he need to keep his face. That's why my father always treat me so cold behind the scene. And then one day, my father triggered my mother, sent the letter to the community office to report me. So for accuse them not be the father, not be our parents. You know what happened? My mother actually put her hair there. But my mother didn't put the hair of my father. We know if we check DNA, we need to check the DNA of my father with me, right? Because I doubt my father is not my biological father. So I go to another level of understanding what's the pain behind, what's the secret that they cover. What happens? We suffer because we always have a layer. It's a dark side, shadow. We think we feel embarrassed to share, so we want to hide deeper and deeper. So when come to forgive others, I share with you, when dig deep, we recognize we actually maybe initially we are the victim without even awareness. There are different level how to tracking it, very deep. Then because I go through this research, yeah, and then I recognize, okay, while working on the endless tracking, find the reason behind, because our life journey is limited, yeah. If we are able to live 90 years old, still 90 years old, right? Why not focus on energy, free yourself, and shifting another dimension, and help others shifting other dimension? Then you too can shake hands. And sometimes all these people who hurt us, they feel embarrassed to talk to us, not because they don't want to, because they didn't know how to. But actually there are always a solution. So I work with clients who feel guilty about something, working on the level that actually are able to build a connection between two. There always a deep reason. That's why it's so important to transmute the negative energy. If we are not able to transmute the energy, the negative energy always try to take us. But if we want to be a survival, have a warrior spirit, the only way out, the only sustainable solution is transmute any negative energy into the power and go to another level, unshakable level. The reason I'm able to tap into different level of multidimensional mindset, because I recognize, when I solve the problem at this level, then another one, because negative energy try to always take you down. Then I recognize, okay, I go to highest level, and the lights, the vibration is so strong. You either go with me, be the light, or you are disconnected with me.
That's right. If y'all ain't been taking notes during this interview, then y'all crazy, y'all. Just the good doctors dropping some good stuff, y'all. That's right, indeed. That's right, indeed. Well, we're coming down to the question that every guest gets to receive, and that is if you were to wake up tomorrow and you were 25 again, but this time you're in current year of 2021, what advice would you give to yourself?
I always put like this because I was born in a position suspect everything. So every step, every action take already sort of more than 100 times. So every step, every life experience from different age build up next level. There never be a word regrets in my dictionary because I start to practice since early age because I don't want to be waste my time to doing something that's not relevant with my mission since childhood that is dominate my destiny. Never be a regrets in me. Yeah, I will always, for example, I got the chance, to move to Australia when I was in 20. I refused twice. Do I feel regretful? No, because I also had a chance to move to Japan. I got one chance to move to American, but it was swapped to Japan. I share with you, yeah. But even that time, my chance was not swapped. I definitely go to American, yeah. But I have a chance to come to twice in Australia. I said no. Do I feel regretful? No. But then when I checked the map, when I was 40, I said, what? It's Australia again? I was invited twice here. So there is a reason, always a reason behind. Nothing happens for no reason, especially for someone who are very rational, check everything, don't want to make a mistake, don't want to be trapped. Yeah. And I looked at my journey to America. I share with you. I have traveled to America so many times, but I know for sure after COVID-19 2023, yeah, I will be more open in Los Angeles. And as a matter of fact, and the majority of my clients and my interviews, 80% from American, Canada, than the rest of the world. So you can see my journey in 20s, yeah, and my opportunity to America is swapped. But if I really that time was moved to America, you know what happened? I might already have several kids. I would not have done what I'm doing now. I would not have been through the journey, research, invest 1 million all days. I'd rather save every penny to feed all the kids. Doesn't that make sense? Yeah. So things always have a reason, especially for someone who are very cautious, very rational to check every step. I always review things. Although I have a multi-dimensional level of function, but I always recheck to make sure things going to the right direction. Although I never thought when I was in 20, I would be focused on working on global peace. Because I didn't understand the words global peace at the level I have now. Because I was in the survival mood too, right? Because I share with you, I escaped from hometown. I told myself, either I choose to be slaved, controlled by my parents. If I choose that, I'd rather take my life, or I will escape. I will fight for my future. I will let them know I can make my future. Because they tell you, you are nuts. You are zero without us. You know, focus on one thing is really be solid, be able to dominate your own journey, your own life. But the behind the scene is I was wondering why human beings life like this. It's like every human being have life like this. Yeah, I hope this answer your question. I always answer short question in with a long speech.
Well, I mean, with all that knowledge in your head, it's kind of no surprise, but hey, it's all good. It's all good. And funny thing about it is, it's probably only 3% of it. So for those who want to dive into a high percentage of what you do and keep up with all that you're doing, what's the best way for folks to do so, Dr. Angela?
They can go to the website path2liberty.com. When they subscribe, they can access the free video training. They can also search me, Dr. Angel Wilson, and maybe type Brisbane, Australia. They should be able to find me online, and that they can also find me social media, searching My Power Lady. That's me. Yeah, and maybe later on, maybe they type, film, Dr. Angel Wilson, they maybe find me, or stage show, because my situation always dynamic and changing again. But my website never changed. This website, Path to Liberty, is not a pathway to liberty. It's Path to Liberty. Is I'm so confident take anyone to the level of liberty they want to. That's it.
Woo. Well, there you have it, folks. Head over to pathtoliberty.com. Check out all the wonderful stuff that Dr. Angie has going on, indeed. Check out all the stuff that she's doing, indeed. Keep up with all the stuff she's doing. Buy some copies of her books. Check out her programs and enhance your mind power, indeed, because she's the mind power samurai, y'all. That's right. She's got like 20 swords and she knows how to wield all of them at once, just with 2 arms, y'all. I'm telling you, it's good stuff, indeed. It's good stuff, indeed. So, any parting words before we close up the recording?
I think I want to share the quote I actually created because of COVID-19. Let's spread love, make it more contagious over the coronavirus. Love matters.
How's it going, my friend? I'm glad you made it to the end. That shows that you really enjoyed what you heard and you are an uncommon finisher. Thanks for giving this show a listen. If you really want to help out the show, be sure to subscribe, leave a review, and share this with someone that you care about or someone that needs to hear this message because we want to spread this podcast around like butter on bread if that's your type of thing. And if it's not your type of thing, still spread it around anyway because good stuff needs to be shared with good people like yourself.